Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am here to flip through two things, my Halloween setup essentially. So I'm super excited about flipping through these two things. These were brand new additions to my lineup. I have always been a planner for the holiday season, but I've never really intentionally put together a Halloween planner. And so what I decided to do was have a Halloween planner with all of my plans and notes and things like that. And then I decided to at least attempt to do an October daily. This is a very simple setup. And so yeah, what I'm gonna do is set this to the side and do this at the end. Again, it's a very simple setup, so there's nothing too fancy about it, but I wanted to show you the Halloween planner first. And so this is set up to be like a classic size happy planner. I did end up mostly using the Halloween printables that I purchased. There is a previous video on my channel that I will try to remember to link in the description where I set it up. I actually have a couple of videos related to the Halloween setup, and so I did set this up to be like just like my first year of putting it together, and my goal is to be able to use this planner kind of like year over year, so that way I'm not kind of like recreating the wheel every single year. I'm able to reference notes from last year to move into the current year, so hopefully that makes sense. And so this cover was one that I made on Canva. It is, just something that I kind of designed together, and just, like that I designed and just put together myself. And so that's what it looks like. The inside cover is a free printable that I just Googled, like Halloween spiderweb, and found that, so I put that in there. And again, it's mostly printables, but I also added a couple of items that I received from various like sub boxes and like subscriptions that I have. And so this first one is a Jane's Agenda like vellum. So it says chapter 10 October, and it lists some of the holidays here, and this clip actually came from Jane's Agenda as well. And then I also am part of Wild University, which is the Wild for Planners Go Wild conference, the folks who run that. And so for October, they actually, was it October? It might have been September, but one of the previous months, they had a series with Wrong, and so she actually gave us access to her printables, or like digital stickers, of her Halloween stickers. And so I printed out some of them to be a little bit bigger, and I just kind of like put it together onto like a sheet of paper and printed it out. I did initially print it out on acetate, and you'll see that as I flip through that I printed it out on acetate, but I didn't like the look of it. So then I reprinted everything on like just regular like white cardstock. And then I took it and just layered that on top. And then I did glue it down onto like just random dividers that I had in my stash that are double-sided. So you can kind of see that there. This one I know is like a healthy hero divider, but yeah, I just try to find some double-sided dividers to use. And then what I did go and try to do at least was go through my like all of my previous Halloween planner notes, or like just notes from old planners, and pull out like just anything that was related to like either October or Halloween. And I'm still working on this project, but again, like this is hopefully going to be a reference from year to year. And so this one was actually from I think 2019 or maybe even 2020, but it's just like a monthly layout. And then here I flip straight into the 2022, and actually I need to write 2022 on here just so I can keep up with it. But this is the printable that I referenced before. I will link this in the description if you're interested in this particular printable. But I did put September and October, and you can see I put it like where it's like this. And so on this side I just tracked like weather, and then on this side I tracked major like community events. We didn't attend everything. I just like to write down all the things that are happening in October. And then for Halloween week, the way that I did this was basically tracked it from like whatever day Halloween was, and then like backtracked to 7 days. And so nothing in terms of community events was here, but then like there's just multiple stuff happening for the week of Halloween. And then Sophia did at the very last week, like basically the 24th through the 28th, she was doing her spirit week, her drug-free red ribbon week. And so she had like themes for each day. So I put that right here. And then here I had a couple of daily pages again from the same printable. And this was for the 22nd. This happened to be like the Saturday before Halloween. And so there was a lot happening. And so I just kind of made a daily page for that and jotted that out. And then here was the Sunday before Halloween, and this was also like a very busy day, so I put all that stuff here. Okay, so that was the first section, the calendar section. Then here is tasks. And so again, used a wrong digital sticker and just kind of put together this page and glued it on top of a divider. And then this journal card, I put a spell on you, came from Jane's Agenda, the September sub box that was for October. And so I just stuck that on there. You can see that. And again, I need to, okay, so this is 2021, but again, I went through my previous notes and just kind of pulled out any that were like task related or bucket list related and just kind of stuck them in here. So this is an example of one of those. I did just print it out on cardstock too. So I just printed out these like previous year's pages and put them in here. But moving forward, I'll just use the original and just not have like anything that, well, I'll have Halloween related stuff in my planners, but it won't be like the full-fledged version. Most of it will end up in the planner itself. So I mentioned already like that I did initially print those photos, like this photo, or like these stickers on like acetate. So this is what it looked like, and this worked out because it's on like white backing, but I didn't like the look of it layered on top of the dividers, and so I did reprint those. So that's kind of what that looks like. And again, this section is tasks and bucket list. So here is my 2022 bucket list. I did mark off some items, and so I just kind of like Googled some random things, and again like went through my old files and tried to find some things that I thought would kind of fit with Halloween, and so I'll put that on here. And then one of the things that I did try to do, we only watched a couple of episodes as you can see here, but was try to pick a Halloween themed TV series or movie. Sophia isn't really into scary movies, and I'm not really either, and so we decided to try to watch Vampirina. She watched the first couple of episodes, but she wasn't really into it, so we just pretty much gave up on that. But I did write out all of those episodes right here, and then this page right here is empty, but I just didn't want to like have it be like white like that, and so that's there. This is from Jane's Agenda, again the same subscription box where I've been pulling some of these other items, and so this is like I guess a page from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And then on the back was a fall reading list, which I never read, but I did put it in here just because I really liked that. And then I did start taking some notes, and you can see it's like super messy, but I started taking notes of things that I wanted to like have as to-do lists, and so that's in there. And this is blank right here. Some pages are blank, some pages are not. And that I did want to go back in and finish like the final season, not the final season, but the latest season of The Handmaid's Tale, which I never did. And so this is in here, but I'll probably pull this out and put it into November or December, sometime when I can like use this as a reminder to watch that series. And so that's there. And then this third section is going to be like expenses. And so again, same setup here with wrong digital printables or stickers that I just kind of put and printed out on white cardstock. I put a spell on you. And then this is the divider here. And then it's pretty much my expenses. Again, like I just want to be able to track basically costumes, decorations, things like that. And so I have all of those notes here. This came from Jane's Agenda. I really love that. I thought that was cute. Right, and then this section, the fourth section, is costumes. Again, wrong digital stickers. Something Wicked This Way Comes. And I taped that down onto this divider. Now this is from 2021, I believe, but this is Red Ribbon Week for Sophia from last year. And so again, I just made a copy of it and printed it out on cardstock just so I could have a copy of it in here. And then this was the costume from last year, and just kind of my planning for costumes. Again, I've always kind of planned these things out, but they ended up in like my regular planner. This one ended up in Sophia's memory book, and I thought it was just getting cluttered. I thought I needed a separate Halloween planner, and so this is where the idea came from, to kind of put all of this together into a planner. Right, so I have a blank page here, but then here I do have her costumes, Sophia's costumes from previous years. This first year, she was just, I wanted to like have her be like a Starbucks Frappuccino, but like I ended up like just putting her into a costume that we purchased from Walmart just because I didn't have time to plan it. And I'll probably go back in and like again like find some photos and like screenshots and things like that and add more to it as I go like over time. But then we decided to dress up. I was Mickey, she was Minnie, and Peppa Pig, I was actually Mummy Pig. And then in 2020 we were, you can see both Twilight Sparkle. And then in 2021, I'll have to blur this out because my husband's there and he doesn't like to be on video, but she did Red Ribbon Week, and so this is the sheet that I just showed you earlier with like 4 of her days, and this was the 5th day she got to wear her costume. She wanted to be Twilight again, so she repeated that outfit, and then when she went trick-or-treating, she was Rainbow Dash, kinda, sorta. She was pretty much just like a rainbow unicorn. So that was there. We actually were dressed up as Applejack, the Applejack family. So you can see here that for Trunk or Treat that year, you can see it's all My Little Pony. So Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, Rainbow Dash. And so here I am in my kind of sort of like Applejack colors, and she's Apple Bloom, and her dad is Big Mac from the Applejack family. And then this is the costume for 2022. She was Aunt Peppa from Encanto, and I love Louisa, and so we picked our favorite characters, and we were those characters. And that was just me planning it out. She also had Red Ribbon Week this year, and it was again the week right before Halloween, and so these were her 4 costumes. We didn't do Team Spirit Day, but the other 4 days she's right here, and I haven't yet printed out the photos for what she was wearing for this year, but she was Aunt Peppa and I was Louisa, so those pictures will end up in here eventually. All right, and then this is a quote from Mary Shelley from Frankenstein: "Beware, for I am fearless and therefore powerful." This came from Jane's agenda, and it kind of like marks this 5th section. Again, this is Wrong digital stickers. "'Tis the season to be spooky." And in this section, again, this is the divider here. In this section, it's really meant to be like parties and like decorations, not parties, like decorations and like all the decor type things. I didn't do anything this year. We're not really big into Halloween, and so like, you know, I probably might not ever use this section, but the notes are in here for me to use it. The 6th section is any party planning, and so this is a vellum piece from Jane's agenda. Again, same clip that I used earlier from Jane's agenda. This is the Wrong digital sticker: "Beware little monsters inside." Again, glued down to a double-sided divider. And then on here we have this will be blurred out. Well, actually, I don't know if I have to. These were like some brewgrams that she got from a class party that she did last year. And so she was excited about all the treat bags. Again, this is a copy from her planner that I just stuck in here. And then this is a Halloween costume day that she had at her ballet school. All right, and then this year we were starting to like just kind of, I was starting to like decorate this planner, and so we colored a couple of pages, and I just stuck it, I cut out the, I fussy cut around the coloring sheet itself, and then just kind of like glued it onto a double-sided sheet of like scrapbook paper, and that was pretty much it. Again, like there was really, she had a class party, but like there was really nothing that came from this year. I might like put in some of the notes for the class party, but it's really, you know, we created treat bags, and I might print out some photos from that, but that was pretty much it. And then again, Wrong digital sticker that I put onto cardstock: "Eat, drink, and be scary." So here is all the menu planning, and I'm not going to be able to show you some of this because it's like proprietary information, but I'll show you the first page here. This side will be blurred out. But this was a Wild University printable that I got. It was actually from last year, you can see here, but I actually basically fell off of using Wild University or like accessing Wild University. But the October, like one of the major like classes from October of last year was Wild University Halloween Treats and Tricks, and it was like learning how to make some like very like Halloween themed like food items, and so there's like recipes here. So this whole section is like recipes, and again, I'm not gonna be able to show you that stuff just because it's proprietary information for Wild University, but I will show you that this year I started like coming up or like finding, sourcing different Halloween recipes. So these both came from today.com, and I just copied out the recipes. I did make this one, but I did not make this one, but they are in here. And then here is another one where there's like a Halloween charcuterie board, which I thought was super cute, or like a snack board. So I thought that was cute. It was just nice inspo that I put right here. Yeah, and so, you know, it's just like starting to build the collection. And then this very last one is notes and memories and things like that, right? And so this one says, "Have a wicked good night." Again, Wrong digital printable that I put onto the back of a divider. This was from 2017. This is like the washi board that I made for her currently page that year, October 2017, and I put a picture of her there, so that's there. And then this is a Jane's Agenda journaling card from October 2022. You can see that, and it has the tour, it's the tour card. So this is like the stuff that came in that sub box, and then the rest of this is just like blank pages. So it's like some black pages that I didn't use, as well as all of the other pages of that printable, the Etsy printable, that I linked in the description, that I ended up not using, as well as some of the acetate sheets. So that's all just kind of stored here. Again, like the goal is to be able to use this year over year, so I still have these pages if I want to, if I will hopefully still continue using this. But that was the setup for my Halloween planner. I love this thing. It was actually really nice to be able to sit down and really be able to go through like all of my old photos and pull out all of the notes. Again, I've always been a planner, but the notes for Halloween kind of ended up in my regular planner, and I wanted to kind of have a dedicated spot for Halloween. So with that being said, in addition to doing that and setting that up and kind of pulling photos and old notes and printing all the stuff out, I also decided to do an October daily. This is set up to be similar to like a Happy Planner Micro, like the 3x4 size. And again, it's very simple. I basically just kind of put together like all the random ephemera that we started collecting in the month of October. And so I'll flip through it really quickly. It's not anything like super detailed, like I said, but I think it was just kind of fun to be able to use up some of the scraps. And you know, my goal is, I think what I want to do is like take this apart and kind of put it into like 6x8 like photo sleeves and put it into the Halloween planner as part of like the last section, the memories and notes section. So anyway, that's just a thought that I had. But anyway, this is set up right now on a micro size, so 3x4 size with classic size discs. And I did cut down some like packaging from Happy Planner to be like the cover here, so you can see that. I did stamp, like I made the mistake here. This was a previous video where I kind of set this up, but like I did make a mistake in stamping it, but I just made it deliberate and stamped it again. And then here I have the October daily list from Serena B. I just put it in here, but I ended up not even using it, honestly. And so yeah, so that's there, and it's actually kind of small. I can still read it, but I don't know if you can read it because it's so tiny. And then one of the things that I did do again was trying to use up some old scraps. It was really not meant to be like some kind of cohesive like Halloween thing. I just had a bunch of like small, super small like scrap pieces that I wanted to try to use up from like a random like envelope that I had. And so some of the things that I had in there, for example, were like these stickers, and so I just stuck them in here. And these cards right here, I'm gonna put this down and just zoom in. Okay, so these cards were cards that I made at the very beginning of the school year for Sophia. She was like, one of the things that we were asked to do for homework was like to kind of like go through her like 1 through 20 numbers, and she knew her numbers already, and so I ended up writing out on like index cards the 1 through 20, but I mean, she knew that, so I don't even, you know, I basically didn't need it. So I ended up saving these cards, and they've just been sitting in a drawer, and so I decided, you know, for this project I would go ahead and pull them out and put them in here. And so that, there's supposed to be something here. Yeah, okay. And so again, like it's very simple, but like I stamped here the number 1. And one of the things that we did decide to do, we just moved into a new house, and we did decide to kind of like decorate. This is a very simple setup. You can kind of see it's like super simple, but I decided to kind of make it like a door where I'm folding it open like that. And so that's that. And again, just random stickers. Again, it's not pretty. It's just done. And this was for day 2. This was a setup, or like the fall photo that was from our church bulletin, and so I'll put that in there. I covered the back of it just because there was like some private stuff there, and I just stamped the number 2. These stamps, by the way, I purchased on Amazon. They are linked in my Amazon storefront, which is a link in the description, so you can see that. And then on the second, but then also just like randomly, I put together kind of like, this is like an example of what I'm talking about here. This is all like the random little pieces that I wanted to try to use down. This was much fuller at the beginning of the month. I did use quite a bit of it, and Sophia, when she saw me working on it, she used pieces of it as well, but I decided to just go ahead and stick this in here and just call it a day. Like, I'm just not going to worry about trying to use down this stash. I'll just put it in here as part of the memories for October daily this year. But that was the goal, was to kind of put that down. I never printed a photo here, and I never did the journaling, so I need to go back and do journaling and like adding some additional photos. But one of the things that I did on the 3rd was put a Halloween like cat, it's a black cat, as decoration on my work door, and so I need to put a photo in there and just kind of journal about it. But that's kind of there ready for that. I might journal on the back of here. And then here on day 4, again, this is one of the index cards that I had for Sophia, but like this, I might not be able to show you, but inside here is like notes from a doctor's appointment that I had, and so inside it, I have to take a peek and see. Okay, yeah, I didn't actually write on it, but like inside I have like journaling spots for writing about the doctor's appointment. Again, I haven't done the journaling for any of this stuff yet. I might not at this point. It's just moving to the point of like being so far out of October that, you know, I might not be able to like have time to go back and do it. But for day 5, I was talking about like creating or like trying to find a diabetes and food log. I'm starting to plan for 2023, and so this is one of the things that I think I want to have for 2023. I'm not quite sure, but this was for day 5. You can see that, right? So just as a note here, it says Halloween and holiday sweets is a recipe for disaster with gestational diabetes. I did actually do the journaling here. Put this number 5 card in there. Here's the number 6 card. I did fall behind a little bit, and so I was taking notes for myself here, but that's what that is. But for day 6, Sophia put together these Halloween pumpkins. She just colored it on purple paper and just like did that, and she made her dad, me, and herself, and so I thought that was super cute. I glued that in there. And then here again, like a journaling thing that I haven't even filled out. She did help me make the index cards 1 through 20, and so this is her handwriting, the number 7, where she wrote that, and just some random stuff. But here for day 7, I put a picture of one of my favorite treats for fall, which is like caramel apples, and so I just took the photo, glued it on the back side of this page, and then just added some beading around it. Again, super simple, right? Day 8, again, she wrote that. I told her to write them a little bit bigger so she could see them a little bit better, so she did write it a little bit bigger. But for day 8, she decided to, I don't know if you can see this, but she decided to kind of decorate this like poster board that she has. It was initially meant to be kind of like a Candyland inspired like game board, and she added all these Halloween stickers. Again, like she saw me playing with stickers, and so she asked for some of the stickers and stuck them there. And she did the same thing on day 9 with like putting like costumes on some of her Barbie character. Like this is a photo. It's actually like a printout of like 2 Barbie dolls, and she decorated them and put them in costumes. So she said this one was like a bat with stars, and this was a candy corn. She's like a candy costume. I don't know how to describe it. But then here's day 9. Again, just random stuff, but like we did go to the pumpkin patch. I did leave this here to journal about the pumpkin patch, but I did not write anything in there. And then these are all just like the pages where I didn't glue anything down yet, right? Day 10, I have been working on like putting together like different like holiday planners for myself, and so this one is the Thanksgiving planner that I put together for myself, and so that's here, right? And then again, haven't journaled yet. And then day 11, this is completely empty, but this is just like a treat bag that Sophia got from school. I stamped the number 11 on it, but this was the bag from it. It's completely empty though. I just thought it was super cute and wanted to stick it in here, and so this is what it looks like that. And again, nothing in there. She ate all the snacks that were inside, but I put that in there. And then day 12, again, she wrote this, but she did make this Halloween craft. It's a foam craft, and so I made this one, but there are 2 others. I didn't put a photo in there, but she made the other 2, and I made this one that is the narwhal with like this kind of candy corn horn and all that, and so I put that in there. Stamped 12 here. Life is full of good company. I might journal here. There's plenty of room for journaling. I just haven't done all the journaling yet. And then here I printed just on regular paper my day 13, which is like me decorating in my planner with a fall theme in my social media planner, so I put a photo of that. Again, plenty of room for journaling, just haven't done it yet. And then here's 14 again. She wrote this, but I stamped 14 here. We did decide to go to a community event here, and there were some people dressed up in costumes, and I took a picture of that and thought that was super cute. Right, and then for 15, we went to another community event. We were actually really busy this weekend, but we went to another community event. This is one of my favorite fall festivals. There's a Greek festival in our area, and so I took a picture of the hero that I had for dinner that night. All right, and then here's day 16, which you can see, like I have the numbers 1 through 20, but I also did stamp for the entire month. So this is day 16. Sophia and her dad went to a Halloween cookie baking and decorating party, and so Sophia actually decorated these cookies right here. And actually she took this photo too, so that's kind of cute. She's really been getting into photography, so she took this photo herself and sent it to me. All right, so this is 17 again from her 1 through 20 cards, index flashcards that we made. I stamped 17 here. This was the very first day that I thought was like fall weather, and I do need to journal here and kind of talk about like this is the first time that Sophia, put on her cardigan for school. She looked so cute. I thought she looked adorable that day. And again, these are like just random, like it's totally random, like all these random scraps of paper. And then I was falling behind again, and so I put in here like just notes for the different days and like what I wanted to put in here. So I just decided to stick in there. It's not meant to be pretty, it's just meant to be done, right? 18 again, she did a craft. This is not Halloween or fall related, but she just did this random craft right here with like some like mixed media. She really wanted to get into mixed media, and the journaling would be related to mixed media. I just again haven't journaled yet. And here's a random card. This is actually from one of the like super like early versions of the micro, which they used to call the tiny keepsakes. And so this is from the everyday one of it. And so I just had this random sheet in here that again is supposed to journal on it. This is day 19. She colored this. Again, I just printed that out and stuck it in here. Day 20, haven't journaled yet, but she ate this bat. This is one of the bats. She did not help make this from the cookie decorating party, but the reason they did the cookie decorating party was because there was a baking contest, a Halloween cookie contest at her dad's work, my husband's work. And so this was the winning cookie, I believe. And so she's just holding that up to show that. Right? And then on the 21st, on Fox News, there was a Halloween quiz. How well do you know these surprising facts about the spooky holiday? And so that's there. I actually printed out all of like the questions, but I don't have them included in here. And then here on the 22nd, we actually got a boo gift on our door. Like that's the day that we actually found it on our doorstep, was on the 22nd. So I included that right there. But this was the note inside the bag itself. Says you've been booed, and it talks about like what you are supposed to do with it. So that's there. And then this is the 23rd. One of the things that I did try to do was like I've been really missing wine. I am pregnant, and so I've been missing wine. And so I did some research to try to find like a alcohol-free wine. It just has like the fermentation process of wine, but it's alcohol free. And so I did find something called Free, and did try it. It was good. I liked it, but it was just a taste test really. And we had curry, which to me is like very much a fall food. And so we had curry and wine for dinner on the 23rd, and I hadn't even stamped. I'm noticing that, so I need to go back and stamp those two. And then that's where I stopped. So the rest of this is just like random papers that I will probably just save until next year, but I did decide to stop on the 23rd because starting on the 24th this year, just to go back in here and show you, was when Halloween week kind of started. And one of the big things is like I did spend a lot of time focusing like right here. I won't bother zooming out, just it's easier to read with it zoomed in, but like on the 24th, Sophia started like having her spirit week at school, and so a lot of my attention was like really focused on that. And so all of these notes, they are in here in my Halloween planner, but I didn't really want to like print out like triplicates. It would be in the Halloween planner, then it would be in here, and then it would be in Sophia's memory book. So I decided just to stop on the 23rd and keep it to where it was going to be like all that stuff was going to be in Sophia's planner. So yeah, that's pretty much the flip through. Now I know it was kind of a longer video, but I really was super excited about putting together both of these. I did enjoy the process for the entire month, but I hope you enjoyed this flip through. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.